So Marianne, in addition to native plants, what are other ways that I could provide food for birds in the Houston area?
Probably the most common and popular way that people provide food for birds in their backyard is with bird feeders like we have here at the Nature Center, filled with a variety of seeds. We use a seed mix that has black oil sunflower seeds, some millet, corn, and peanuts. It's a really good quality seed, and you can actually get great seed here in the Houston area at a variety of feed stores, bird retailing stores, Costco. You can even buy it on Amazon. And nowadays you can even find seed in your local grocery and smaller stores. I often caution people though, a lot of the generic mixes that they might find at a grocery store are mixes that were maintained and developed for birds in other parts of the country, and they don't always suit the birds that we have down here. So if you just have to pick one type of bird seed to put out, I would say black oil sunflower seed. It's the most easily and readily available. And when you purchase your seed, we want to look at the bag and make sure it's not dusty or moldy inside, because that will be an indication that the seed has gone bad and it won't be good for the birds. So a good quality mix or just black oil sunflower seed in the feeders is a great way to grow, and will bring in a lot of varieties of birds.
Marianne, can you tell us a little bit about feeders?
Sure. Here at the Nature Center we use a variety of feeders, mostly what we call tube feeders. They work really well. They stay much cleaner than the common platform feeders that you might see people using. And we have a couple varieties here at the center. The one that you're holding is actually a weighted feeder, and if a squirrel or larger bird were to land on it, this section would pull down and they would make the food inside inaccessible. And it also has a cage on the outside to prevent squirrels from damaging it. This is your traditional tube feeder that you can get in many stores in town, and this has our seed mix in it. We also have a triple tube feeder above you that is very popular, and the tray beneath it is very popular with birds like doves that prefer a flat surface. The feeder over here is a small platform feeder, and if you do use a platform feeder, it's important to have one that's made out of a mesh so it drains any rainwater, because you don't want the seeds to get moldy and nasty in your feeder. Something else we do here at the Nature Center is we only put out seed in the morning. If you were to continually fill your feeders all the time, a lot of feed would go to waste and be sitting out at night and possibly attract animals like raccoons that could be in trouble.
Well, speaking of those critters, I was wondering what this is, and can you give us any advice on troubleshooting?
Sure. So this is called a Baffle. This is a pole system that you can get online or at bird retailing stores. And this Baffle prevents any critter from climbing up the pole and getting into your feeders, possibly damaging them and eating a lot of the seed. This works great, but you do have to keep in mind that you need to keep your pole system a good distance away from any trees, because squirrels can jump pretty far. So having a simple Baffle on your pole, putting it out in an open area if you have it, and again, not continually filling the feeder. Or even if you're on a property that is pretty dense with vegetation, bring the feeders in at night. That will minimize rats being attracted to it, and raccoons and possums and things like that.
I was noticing this cake-like object up here. Can you describe what that is?
Sure, I have an example right here. That's called a suet feeder. And suet feeders are mostly used in the wintertime, and you get these suet cakes, which are a high-fat food, lots and lots of calories. Woodpeckers, blue jays, chickadees love this stuff. And you can purchase these small cages to put them in. Again, they're also attracted to a lot of other wildlife, so you want to make sure they're up high, and I would recommend possibly bringing them in at night if you have a lot of other wild creatures on your property.